I don't know, but I'm fairly certain I'm not the only person who feels like the month of January in 2025 has felt like 6 months worth of overload and stress. I thought I was pretty much prepared for whatever was going to come. But no, there were some things that shocked me to my core. And so I just kind of felt like almost on a daily basis, I was having to do things to reset my nervous system and just rebalance myself emotionally. And the one thing I'm certain of is that anyone who, like me, is either in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause has felt this to a heightened level because our hormones are already all over the place without all of this external drama. So, about 2 days ago, it occurred to me that this year, emotional detachment is going to be the key skill to master. And the best way I believe that we can practice this emotional detachment is going to be through self-care, extreme self-care. Now, I know this term of self-care is thrown around so much on the internet that we almost are just like, okay, that's too general. But what I'm promising you is that in this video today, I'm going to talk about 3 very practical things that are fairly easy to implement and that will serve as a way of practicing that emotional detachment. If you're interested in knowing what those 3 things are, then keep watching. Hi, my name is Melanie Oyadina, and I've pretty much dedicated my channel to being about menopause advocacy in every way, shape, or form. So the first thing I want to do is break down what I mean by emotional detachment, because I'm certainly not saying that we're going to go through this year now behaving as if we absolutely don't care about anything that's going on in the world. That's not practical in any way. There are ways that we can mitigate how much it affects us, and so we can still maintain our sanity in the middle of all of this chaos. So I promise you practicality. Here's the first one. This is another term that's thrown around, so I want to apologize before I even say it. It's to have a social media detox. Now, I don't mean that in the way that a lot of people use it. What I'm not talking about getting off of Instagram or getting off of TikTok or getting off of YouTube. No, that's not what I mean at all. What I'm talking about is recognizing when you've watched something on social media that has stirred up a lot of anxiety in you. My advice at this point is, whenever you've seen one of those videos, don't even try to go look for another video. Just shut down. Come off of all social media for at least an hour afterwards, so that it gives your nervous system a little bit of a time to reset. And more importantly, so that you don't get caught up in the energy of panic that may be surrounding that video or that piece of content at that time. I'll give you an example of what I mean. I chose not to go on social media at all on Inauguration Day. I knew there would be people on there talking about other things, but just in case I was gonna bump into anything about that, I said, not doing it. And then I went on the next day and just had a peep. And the first video I saw made me feel anxious about something that had been implemented that I actually didn't see that one coming. And so I shut down all social media again until the next day. What I have found about anxiety is that, and I'm gonna link a video in the cards that I've done about a new way that I've found to approach anxiety, because I am someone who has suffered from extreme anxiety. But what I find is that when you watch those videos, when they just come on, the panic that everybody is feeling, or the anger or the rage or the stress, it's almost like the energy of it comes at you through the screen at that time. But if you delay it by a day, when you go back to watch it, it doesn't have such a potent energy to almost seep into your bones. At least that's what I have found, and that's what I'm suggesting. So no, when I say social media detox, I don't mean you have to come off of all social media. I'm just saying be wary if when you go on, the first thing you see, or the second or the third, whatever you see that kind of like just stress you out, just come off and find something else to do for at least an hour or more. Preferably if you can wait till the next day, but if you need to be on it, then it's fine. Now, the other way that I'm suggesting is in your personal life. This year is going to require a little bit more attention to personal boundaries, because the same way that the world is going to be panicking about this and panicking about that, people in your personal world are going to have a lot of situations that either enrage them, stress them out, or leave them in a state of panic. Now, am I saying that you're going to be just like telling everybody, well, no, that's not what I mean. We can do things and we can do them with compassion, but we have to learn to put ourselves first. And so what I mean is, like, let's say you have a friend that calls you right after they have lost their job. That's not a good time to talk to them, because they are looking for somewhere to put all of their panic. Now, how would I deal with it in my situation? I would maybe listen for 3 or 4 minutes, and then I would literally make an excuse and say, okay, let me call you back a little bit later because right now I'm a little bit busy. And the reason is I need that person's energy to cool down a bit, and then I can go and be supportive. Because if I try to support them in the middle of their panic, I'm going to be left feeling panicked in general, even if there's no chance of me losing my job. And so that's what I'm saying. You're gonna need to this year, I believe it's going to be necessary to learn how to say no with kindness, but firmly. And then go back to whatever the situation is when you feel like you can handle it. By the way, if you found this content helpful or enjoyable in any way, then please click the like button below and subscribe to the channel for more motivational content. I basically put the two things I mentioned before under one umbrella of practicing emotional detachment. If you come away from this video with anything at all, then it's this one that I'm going to talk about now. And I'm going to try to break it down as deeply as I can, because it's going to sound really simple, but I want you to understand how important it is. And that is, when you get up in the morning, if you can, for at least 30 minutes, do not pick up your phone on any level. I've been practicing this now for about 6 weeks, and I can't tell you the difference it has made in my life. So the science behind it, as I understand it, is that when you wake up in the morning and you're fresh into the day, your brain is in a particular state. And if you pick up your phone, it gives you what they call a dopamine hit. And dopamine is what we need for motivation that keeps us going. So when you pick up your phone and check and go on social media, even for 2 to 3 minutes, you get this dopamine hit that makes you feel a sort of a fake motivation. And then when you put your phone down, that dopamine level drops below whatever it is supposed to be. Whereas if you get up in the morning, all of us in this age range did not grow up with cell phones. So we know what it's like to get up in the morning and do stuff without a cell phone. And it's sort of returning to that. So you wake up in the morning, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you go and get, in my case, my cup of tea. Maybe in your case, it's your cup of coffee. You come back into, your sleeping quarters, you make up your bed. In other words, you do things around your house. And what I have come to understand about this is this builds a level of dopamine that is sustainable. It's like it doesn't seem to be attached to it, but it is very much attached to it. I'm telling you, since I started practicing this, oh my goodness, I think I have gone days where I haven't looked at my phone in an entire hour. Now, let's say you're somebody who uses your alarm to wake up to go to work. Still, I'm saying maybe you can't do a whole half an hour, but if you can even do 10 minutes, it helps. The point is to just start your day without having this, what they're calling this fake dopamine hit, by looking at social media or even checking your email. Suppose you're somebody who goes for a walk early in the morning. So you're like, well, I bring my phone because I play music. then make sure you only play music and you are not checking your email or checking social media while you're on that walk, because a walk is a beautiful thing to take in the morning. Because, just make yourself present, look around, be in your body and be in your surroundings. I've basically found that starting your day that way makes a phenomenal difference. I have been way more productive since I started practicing that. And my final suggestion is get a hobby. I know, it's like, what? Yeah, I know, by this age, we mostly don't even believe in having a hobby. Well, here are the benefits, and they are quite massive. Let's say you take up baking, and it's something you've never been focused on doing before. What that does is it gives you something new to learn. It keeps your hands busy. When you bake something, you get to look at it, and there's a whole sense of accomplishment around seeing something that you've done. And then more than likely you're not going to start off being perfect at baking, right? So it's something you can watch yourself get better at. This is the power of hobbies. I want to tell you, I think one of the best ways to figure out what kind of hobby you should take up is whatever you used to like to do as a preteen and as a teenager that you've stopped doing. The purpose of the hobby. When we understand the purpose of something, we're more likely to do it. The purpose of the hobby this year is that when the world is going way, way, way even more crazier, you have something that brings you joy for no reason other than the fact that it brings you joy. And that can be very emotionally balancing. This could also be a really good year for us in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause to start exercising. And there are some fun ways. I'm gonna link a video in my video description from a channel called Kayla Be Fit Now, where she started using a rebounder. And when you see her doing that in the video, it just looked like so much fun. So there are things that we can take up now, and in that way, the exercise is really not just for weight loss. It's a way to just chill and have fun. And the focus of your exercise this year, I think, should be for mental well-being. If you lose weight, fantastic bonus. If not, don't stress yourself, because what we're doing, we're trying to stay sane in chaotic times. That's the bottom line. Now, these are just my 3 biggest suggestions. If you have other things that come to mind, please share them in the comments. We can all learn from one another. We can all benefit from one another's advice. So, thanks for watching. I wish you all the best. Let's stay sane in any way possible. And I'll see you in my next video.